Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're joining us from. Welcome to the webinar on silicone excipients. My name is Amy Schwartz. I'm the product manager for Univar Solutions Global Pharmaceutical Ingredient Team. We thank you for joining us today. We're very excited to have this opportunity to connect with you and provide a forum to share insight, which will hopefully support you and your business. At Univar Solutions, we are serious about safety. As part of this, the first item on our agenda is always a safety share. Then I'll introduce today's speakers who join us from DuPont. We will have time at the end of the presentation for your questions, and please note all lines are muted to help reduce background noise. You may submit a question anytime during the webinar by using the chat box feature located on the menu on your screen. If we run short of time, we will follow up directly with any of the participants with any unanswered questions. At Univar Solutions, safety is our first priority, our starting point and foundation in all the things we do. For our safety share today, we would like to offer some guidelines by the FDA for proper disposal of prescription medications. First, check to see if any disposal instructions are on the drug label or information that came with the drug and follow those instructions. If instructions were not provided, you can throw away the drug in the trash. For safety, it's best to remove the drug from the original container and mix them with undesirable substance like a coffee grinds or kitty litter. For liquid drugs, you can place them in a sealable bag or empty can to prevent the medication from leaking. The best thing is to take advantage of the community drug take-back program that allows you to take unused drugs to a central location for proper disposal. And now I'd like to officially introduce you to today's speakers who join us from DuPont. First, we have Diana Savadori joining us from Toronto, Canada. Diana presently leads the American marketing for silicones at DuPont, where she has held various roles in her 20 years with the organization, including marketing, business development, sales, manufacturing, and research. Given her background in healthcare, pharma, and biopharma markets, Diane has tremendous expertise since achieving her chemical engineering degree from the University of Toronto. Second, I'd like to introduce Teresa Gorski, a technical specialist for the medical applications for DuPont, joining us from Midland, Michigan in the US. She started her career with Dow Chemical 25 years ago, spending her first 13 years researching toxicology and the last 12 specializing in medical silicones. With her deep technical expertise, Teresa understands complexity of the topical formulations and ongoing focus on identifying unique and innovative ingredients to increase formulations, success, and patient compliance. I trust after today's session, you will walk away with a better understanding of the benefits of silicone-based technologies. I'll now turn it over to Diana, who will speak first.
Thank you, Amy, and welcome everyone to today's webinar on utilizing silicone excipients to solve formulation challenges that DuPont is excited to be co-hosting today with Univar Solutions, our authorized distributor for pharmaceutical ingredients and excipients in the US, Canada, and Brazil. During today's webinar, we will start with a quick introduction to DuPont Liveo silicones and some of the key trends in topical. And then we will quickly dive into 5 different formulations that highlight the key attributes that a silicone excipient can bring to a formulation and how this can help solve formulation challenges that you also may be having. So let's start with an introduction to DuPont Liveo silicones. Now, while the Liveo silicone offerings are new in DuPont, I really want to reinforce that they do come from a long legacy and an established history that started back in the early 40s with Dow Corning. In 2019, the separation and launch of the new DuPont Specialty Company was completed, and the heritage Dow Corning healthcare silicones business is now part of the new DuPont. In 2020, we were very excited to announce the new brand for the healthcare silicone solutions, Liveo. And Liveo comes from the terms to be alive, and really embraces how our materials enable our customers to design and create offerings that improve both patient compliance and aid in providing positive patient outcomes. As we look at the topical drug delivery market, while it is more of a niche or specialized route of administration, it really does align well with the global megatrends of a growing aging population that is seeking convenient and simple ways to self-administer medications. As drug companies seek to improve patient compliance, there is a growing demand for aesthetically pleasing and easy-to-use drug delivery options. Additionally, topical drug delivery avoids the gastrointestinal system and can offer a targeted treatment versus a systemic one. From a regulatory and sustainability aspect, we are also seeing increasing awareness and focus on products that are aligned with global regulations. And an example being REACH restrictions. And today, Teresa is also going to talk to this and some of the ways DuPont can help you during your regulatory filing process. And with the COVID-19 pandemic, we have really seen reinforcement of these trends and continued focus and research in topical formulations. As we look at the regulatory approvals process for topicals, there are increased regulatory and testing requirements for the excipients as topical applications move along the continuum of care from consumer health care to prescription applications. And to support these differentiated needs, DuPont Liveo offers 2 product lines to address the whole realm of the topical market. Liveo topical ingredients were developed for the consumer healthcare market, including both over-the-counter or OTC and Class 1 medical devices. And the Liveo pharmaceutical excipients are targeted for the pharma prescription market. And in addition to providing the testing and compliance of the ingredients line, also provide selected drug master files and IID listed materials to support this increasingly regulated space. Now I'd like to turn things over to Teresa Gorski, who will be taking us through a few topical model formulations, their challenges, and the benefits that were seen by adding silicone to these formulations to address solving those challenges. So Teresa, over to you.
Sorry, I believe I was on mute, but I'm back now. I hope everybody can hear me. Thank you very much, Diana, for that introduction. We'll start with our formulations. The first 2 formulations I will discuss are the Pure and Simple Cream and the Quick Spread Ointment. Both feature silicone excipients for pharmaceutical prescription applications. Before we dive into formulations, let's discuss silicone. What is it and what benefits can it bring to a topical formulation? Here we have a polydimethylsiloxane dimethicone structure. Silicone is very unique in that it is both considered organic as well as inorganic. Organic due to the methyl end groups leading to hydrophobicity or water repellency, which makes silicone a great excipient in topical skin barrier products. Inorganic due to the silicon-oxygen backbone. The silicon-oxygen bonds are long and they allow for greater flexibility of that backbone. It gives a higher rotational energy, which contributes to the low surface tension. That low surface tension is really what allows a high wetting and spreading capabilities, which silicones are so well known for. The side methyl groups can be substituted to add different functionalities. An example would be hydroxy groups instead of the methyl groups to add organic compatibility and solubility. In any topical formulation that delivers a drug, it is first important to ensure that the drug is released from the formulation to the skin. A second added benefit, of course, would be an enhanced sensory profile. Enhanced sensory profile has been known to increase patient compliance and ultimately better treatment outcome. Both of these formulations utilize DuPont Liveo silicone materials to help meet these expectations. Pure and Simple is an oil and water cream. The concept of this formulation is a pharmaceutical emulsion loaded with a hydrophilic active. In this case, we used caffeine. The formulation demonstrates a semi-occlusive property, allowing the skin to breathe, good substantivity, staying on the skin for a long period of time, proven in vitro skin penetration, and you can claim skin protectancy. The patient benefit, of course, is the enhanced sensory, which may increase patient compliance. The silicone ingredient in this formulation is Liveo Q7-9120 20 centistoke. It is used in this formulation to enhance sensory benefits, including easy spreading and reduced tackiness. Q7-9120 is tested and complies with the FDA skin protectant monograph to allow use of the skin protectant claim. Caffeine for this formulation was chosen as the active, as an example of a hydrophilic drug, and to show release of the active from the formulation. One can imagine that you could replace this with a different hydrophilic active and perform those same kind of tests. Another option would be leave out the hydrophilic active altogether and use this formulation as a light, comfortable cream to protect the skin from irritants such as mask wearing. As you can see, the steps in this formulation are quite simple. The addition of heat is used to melt the emulsifying wax. Silicone is then easily incorporated into the melted wax. The water phase with the hydrophilic active is added and mixed easily into the oil phase. Pure and Simple formulation demonstrates that over a 6-hour period, 7% of caffeine was delivered through dermatome pigskin into the receptor fluid. This was done by way of Franz cell evaluation. This is to quantify the amount of drug that is released from the product and through a membrane. In this case, the membrane is dermatome pigskin, and the drug is collected in the receptor fluid. For sensory evaluation, we utilize trained sensory panelists who evaluate each formulation, control versus Pure and Simple, on their skin. They use a measured amount of each product and evaluate the formulations as they are rubbing in, and then after absorption for certain properties. They are blind to treatment, do not know which is which, and record their findings on a number scale, and this data is then portrayed into the spider diagram. Compared to a water and oil emulsion without silicone, Pure and Simple improves smoothness, reduces greasiness, tackiness, and film presence. When compared to untreated collagen film, Pure and Simple formulation showed semi-occlusive properties. This means that it is not fully occlusive and it still allows the skin to breathe. This is done by way of pain cup evaluation, and it's used to measure the permeability of different materials to water vapor. The substantivity of silicone on skin is evaluated versus time in order to assess the long-lasting effect of formulations or products. Pure and Simple demonstrates good substantivity versus time. 80% of the silicone remains on the skin after 3 hours. 60% of the silicone remains on the skin after 5 hours. Skin moisturization is evaluated by corneometry. Panelists applied the products and measurements were performed before application and each hour for 6 hours. Pure and Simple shows good surface hydration of the skin for 6 hours compared to untreated skin. Now we will move on to our second formulation. This formulation is our quick spread ointment. It is a petrolatum base with silicone. The concept of this formulation is a pharmaceutical ointment loaded with a hydrophobic active, and in this case, we used lidocaine. Compared to a commercial benchmark pharmaceutical product, quick spread ointment features enhanced sensory performance with better spreadability, smoother afterfeel, reduced tackiness, but still maintaining that desired occlusive property of petrolatum and proven in vitro delivery of a hydrophobic active. Quick spread ointment is shown here with and without lidocaine. Liveo ST Elastomer 10 is used in this formulation to enhance the sensory profile while maintaining the occlusivity of the ointment. With only 4 steps, this is a very simple procedure. The main formulation tips for this quick spread ointment is that heat is added to melt the petrolatum, and it is really important to ensure that the lidocaine is fully dissolved in the isopropyl myristate. Most important at the end is to ensure complete mixing for a homogeneous blend. Here we show that over a 6-hour period, around 18% lidocaine was delivered through the skin into the receptor fluid for both the quick spread ointment and the commercial benchmark. This was done again by way of in vitro Franz cell through dermatome pig skin. Compared to untreated collagen membrane in the purple and ST Elastomer 10 alone in the blue, quick spread ointment shows same occlusivity properties as pure petrolatum. Even with maintaining the beneficial occlusivity of a petrolatum ointment, by adding Liveo ST Elastomer 10, we were able to greatly enhance the sensory profile of this ointment. Compared to pure petrolatum, quick spread ointment offered better spreadability, faster absorption, reduced tackiness, a smoother afterfeel, and less film residue. As a recap of these formulations based on silicone excipients, the cream or the emulsion, Pure and Simple, is an oil and water cream or pharmaceutical emulsion loaded with a hydrophilic active. It features DuPont Liveo Q7 9120 silicone fluid at 20 centistoke. It is semi-occlusive, good substantivity, proven in vitro skin penetration, and is a skin protectant. Quick spread ointment is a petrolatum-based ointment loaded with a hydrophobic active. It features DuPont Liveo ST Elastomer 10. It is occlusive on the skin with an enhanced sensory profile and has proven in vitro skin penetration. Now we will share with you 3 formulations using Liveo silicones from the topical ingredient product line. This was designed for use in consumer healthcare applications. We have Hydro Plus Herbal Gel, Protective Scar Gel, and Spotless Treatment Spray. The Liveo topical ingredient product line was created to be used in consumer healthcare applications. Those medicinal products are topical medical devices that do not require prescriptions. Some examples of these type of products on the market today are sunscreens, acne products, hydrocortisone preparations, skin moisturizers, analgesic creams or gels, and shampoos to treat scalp conditions, and obviously many more. Hydra Plus Herbal Gel is an aqueous blend based on an herbal extract, calendula. The featured materials are Liveo TI 1050 fluid, 1.5 centistoke, otherwise known as dimethicone, and Liveo TI 3021 silicone elastomer blend. This is a very pleasant, hydrating, non-occlusive gel. Here are the formulation details. The level of calendula extract is in this formulation at 5%. Calendula, a plant extract, has been used throughout history in skin preparations. It is beneficial for dry or damaged skin. According to literature, applying calendula topically may help decrease inflammation and promote the healing of wounds, burns, eczema, and other inflammatory skin conditions. Liveo TI 1050 silicone fluid, 1.5 centistoke, improves the spreading and helps to deliver active to the skin and then volatilizes off. Liveo TI 3021 silicone elastomer blend gives the formulation that silky smooth, dry feel. In regards to the formulation procedure, is another very simple 4-step procedure. This formulation is cold processed and it does not require neutralization. The Hydra Plus Herbal Gel shows improved skin hydration for 5 hours compared to untreated skin in the gray, whereas the US benchmark product shows reduced skin hydration for 5 hours compared to untreated skin. Non-occlusive properties are observed for both Hydra Plus Herbal Gel and the US benchmark compared to a non-treated collagen membrane. When tested on the skin of trained sensory panelists, compared to a US benchmark, which is a commercial product, Hydra Plus Herbal Gel has improved absorbency and reduced tackiness. The next formulation is one of my very favorites. This is our Protective Scar Gel. It is an anhydrous gel and it contains 5 Liveo silicone ingredients. It is semi-occlusive, has good substantivity with medium wash-off resistance. This formulation has an excellent sensory profile with great spreadability and an improved smooth feel on the skin with reduced tackiness. The Protective Scar Gel formulation is 100% silicone. It contains 5 Liveo silicone ingredients. Each one contributes differently to the formulation. TI 1050 silicone fluid, 100,000 centistoke, is added as a rheology thickener. Q7 9120 silicone fluid, 12,500 centistoke, is added to help with spreading and as a skin protectant. TI 3021 silicone elastomer blend is added for enhanced sensory, such as that silky smooth afterfeel. The combination of TI 7012 silicone resin and TI 1050 silicone fluid, 100 centistoke. This combination together adds a nice long-lasting wash-off resistance to the formulation and forms a nice breathable film. Again, this is a very simple 4-step procedure. However, it is important to allow time for the TI 7012 solid resin to fully dissolve in the 100 centistoke fluid. It is recommended to mix these together the day prior to making the full formulation. When tested on the skin of trained sensory panelists, Protective Scar Gel shows easier spreadability, improved smooth feel on the skin, and provides reduced tackiness compared to a commercial benchmark product. When tested for water vapor permeability, Protective Scar Gel shows semi-occlusive properties, which means that it still allows the skin to breathe. And finally, protective scar gel demonstrates good substantivity with 80% of the silicone remaining on the skin after 5 hours, comparable to the commercial benchmark. And on the right, we have medium resistance to wash, whereas after 1 wash, 40% of the silicone remains on the skin, and after 3 washes, 20% of silicone remains on the skin. And now we move on to our very last formulation. This last formulation is a spray product. The concept is a liquid acne spray for the body featuring 3 DuPont Liveo silicone ingredients. It is non-occlusive and substantive, and it's a spray that dries quickly on the skin with demonstrated release of a lipophilic active. There are 3 silicone ingredients included in this formulation. The combination of TI-7012 solid resin with TI-1050 silicone fluid 100 centistoke is used for film forming properties, including long-lasting and wash-off resistance. Q7-9180 1 centistoke is a volatile fluid and is used to improve spreading. Although salicylic acid is used in this formulation, one can imagine substituting another lipophilic active and performing same tests to understand performance. This formulation is only 3 simple steps. It is important to fully dissolve the TI-7012 solid resin in the TI-1050 100 centistoke fluid, and again, it is recommended to mix these together the day prior to making the full formulation. When tested in vitro by way of static Franz cell, about 40% of salicylic acid is delivered from the formulation to the skin, with potential to deliver over 6 hours. When tested for water vapor permeability by way of Payne cup, the spotless treatment spray shows non-occlusive properties. Even though it is a nice film on the skin, it still allows the skin to breathe. Spotless treatment spray has medium substantivity over time, where 88% of the silicone remains on the skin after 2 hours and 38% silicone remains after 4 hours. As a recap of these 3 formulations, Hydra Plus Herbal Gel is an aqueous gel or emulsion based on calendula. It features 2 DuPont Liveo products. It is non-occlusive and has great skin hydration. The Protective Scar Gel, my favorite, is an anhydrous gel. It features 5 DuPont Liveo products. It is semi-occlusive, great substantivity, and a medium resistance to wash. And finally, the Spotless Treatment Spray. This is a liquid acne spray for the body. It features 3 DuPont Liveo products. It has demonstrated release of a lipophilic active. It is non-occlusive and substantive on the skin. For additional considerations and summary, sustainability and regulatory considerations. As companies become more globalized, we are seeing an increased prevalence of a global approach when looking at new raw materials. REACH is a regulation of the European Union. It is adopted to improve the protection of human health and the environment from the risks that can be posed by chemicals. REACH also promotes alternative methods for hazard assessment of substances to reduce the number of tests on animals. Now, from a silicone standpoint, octamethyl cyclotetrasiloxane, or D4, decamethyl cyclopentasiloxane, D5, and dodecamethyl cyclohexysiloxane, D6, appear on the list of substances of very high concern, SVHC. They are present as unavoidable impurities in the silicone polymer production process. REACH places the burden of proof on companies to comply with the regulation. Companies must identify and manage the risks linked to the substances they manufacture and market in the European Union. The ultimate goal would be to have less than 0.1% weight of each component present in the finished article to avoid reporting. As you work through your regulatory approvals process, this is an area where our regulatory team can also assist in providing information on our materials. As a recap, today we covered just a few model formulations that highlight the use of several products from our pharma excipient line, from both the volatile and non-volatile fluids, as well as the elastomer blends. These may address unmet needs in your substantivity while still ensuring adequate and effective delivery of the API and could potentially improve overall patient compliance. We also shared 3 formulations that used offerings from our topical ingredients line. This highlighted how combining these various components can provide a total solution that offers a reduced tackiness, improved absorbency, easier spreadability, and may be needed for over-the-counter applications, such as acne products, analgesic creams or gels, or shampoos to treat scalp conditions. The DuPont Liveo silicone offering is specialized and focused on the healthcare, medical, and pharma markets. And for this, we have a dedicated healthcare manufacturing site in Hemlock, Michigan. It was established in 1964. The Healthcare Industries Material Site, or HIMSS, is registered as a drug establishment and undergoes regular audits from the FDA. The quality system is based on the principles of CGMP, or current good manufacturing practices, and is both ISO 9001 and 14001 registered, with established procedures for lot traceability and contamination, documentation, change control, customer notification, and contamination control. DuPont brings their material science together, along with expertise, combines this with a broad offering of silicone technologies to address the challenges of your topical formulations and to provide you with formulation flexibility. Our teams have a deep understanding of the topical market and trends, expertise in topical formulations, know how to formulate and stabilize sensitive drugs for drug delivery to and through the skin, and can provide additional data available for each of our model formulations upon request. You can contact your Univar Solutions rep with any questions or information you may need. As a final summary, the versatility of silicone chemistry really provides formulators a wide range of technologies with various functionalities and characteristics. Silicones are innovative solutions for the formulator, combining drug delivery and desired skin performance benefits that potentially increase patient compliance and efficacy. Our expertise in formulation and in drug delivery allows us to be your partner of choice for silicone selection to meet your formulation expectations. Thank you very much for your time.
Before we open it up to questions and answers, I'd like to take a moment to thank Diana and Teresa for sharing their expertise with us today. As you know, Univar Solutions has a very close relationship with DuPont, as many other leading brands of ingredients that you use. We know our success is dependent on your success. For this reason, we eagerly share our knowledge and continuously seek for new or different ingredients that will drive appeal or utilization of your products to your customers. And considering all your global distribution networks, you can always count on us for quality, responsiveness, and reliability for all of your ingredients. Thank you again for joining us, and now let's take your questions. As a reminder, you can submit a question by using the chat feature located on the menu to the left on your screen. If we run out of time or don't get to your specific question, we will follow up with you directly. So we have a list of quite a few questions. The first question is, are there any pH or water contact restrictions for using these silicone excipients?
There are not specific pH restrictions. In regards to water contact, I'm not exactly sure what that refers to. However, silicone is an oil. So if you are mixing a formulation using silicone and oil, of course, you would need some type of emulsifier or surfactant to help facilitate that emulsion.
Okay, so I guess a follow-up to that question also we have, are any of the silicone excipients water soluble?
Not water soluble per se. Again, if you mix the silicone, a lot of the silicone ingredients and excipients that I have shown today, trying to make a lotion or a cream, you would need to add some type of emulsifier or surfactant system to help along with that emulsion.
Okay, another question I have is, do you have any information to prepare a spider hologram for sensory evaluation?
Yes, we do have information in regards to how that is done. If you are interested and want to reach out to me personally, I can help facilitate that. Okay.
Another question is, can you provide the current regulatory status of the Liveo products? And are any of them IID listed provided by the FDA?
Yes, so as far as IID listing, there are 2 of the Liveo silicone excipients that I showed today that are IID listed. Those are the Q7-9120, or basically dimethicone product, along with the cyclomethicone NF. Other than that, the rest of the excipients are not IID listed. However, they do have precedence of use in registered products.
Okay, great, thank you. Another question is, what size of samples do you offer, and how can I get one? How can I get contact to get one?
Sure. So we have samples. It depends on the material that you request, but basically the liquids come in 500 gram sample size in a glass bottle. Some of the elastomer blends would be more of a close to 500 grams as well, but it's not going to be in a bottle. It'll be more in a plastic container. And
Okay.
if you want specific samples, please reach out to your Univar representative.
Okay. Do you provide custom blends?
I'm glad you asked that question. We actually do provide custom blends. We have been successful with helping customers with specific customer blends. Most of those are silicone blends. However, we can blend other materials as well. Where this comes into play is maybe with some of the volatile fluids, which happen to come along with flammability concerns. Sometimes customers might not be able to or want to handle those type of materials, and we are more than happy to talk to you to see if we can help with those customized blends.
Okay, that's great. Another question is, do you have any data around drug loading and drug flux for silicones that you can share?
Yes, so a few of the formulations that I showed today showed release of a few active ingredients, which showed in vitro Franz cell, basically release of the drug from the formulation through a membrane. We also have additional drug delivery data that we have on different active ingredients, and would be more than happy to share that information with you if you just reach out.
Okay, great. Looks like right now there's no more questions.
Okay.
Once again, thank you for everyone for joining us. Please look forward to future webinars as we present other topics. If we can offer any technical assistance, samples, or any support with your ingredient needs, please contact your sales account manager, or you can call us at 800-531-7106. And you can always find us online at univarsolutions.com. Once again, thank you, and hope you all have a great day.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.